question of who lies beneath the grave of the female stranger has sparked lasting speculation that has spanned over 200 years. The grave is the resting place of an unnamed woman who died in 1816. The woman being buried without her identity being known is tragic in and of itself, but it was elevated to national intrigue by the mysterious headstone and the romanticized tale. Accounts of the stranger increased over time and helped to incite further speculation as to the identity of the person buried in the grave. The reported location of the woman's death, Room 8 at Gadsby's Tavern, is also a tourist destination, and supposedly her ghost can be seen standing at the window. A young couple arrived in Alexandria, Virginia by ship in 1816 and rented a room in Gadsby's Tavern at 138 North Royal Street. The woman was deathly ill, and her husband hired a local doctor to help care for her, on the condition that the doctor kept their identities anonymous. The woman's condition quickly deteriorated, and she eventually died on October 14, 1816. Her husband borrowed money from a local businessman to bury her in the town cemetery, but the repayment turned out to be a fake banknote from the Bank of England. The woman's grave can still be found in the St. Paul's Episcopal Church section of the Alexandria, Virginia cemetery. Her gravestone bears the inscription, "To the memory of a female stranger whose mortal sufferings terminated on the 14th day of October, 1816, aged 23 years and 8 months. This stone is placed here by her disconsolate husband, in whose arms she sighed out her latest breath, and who under God did his utmost even to soothe the cold dead ear of death. How loved, how valued once avails thee not, to whom related or by whom begot. A heap of dust alone remains of thee, till all thou art and all the proud shall be. To him gave all the prophets witness, that through his name whosoever believeth in him shall receive remission of sins." There are many theories as to the woman's identity, most notably that she was Theodosia Alston, the daughter of former Vice President Aaron Burr, who was mysteriously lost at sea in 1813. The earliest appeal to a national audience was in 1836, when Lucy Seymour recorded the account in the Philadelphia Saturday Courier. Lucy Seymour was the pen name of Susan Rigby Dellum Morgan. In Seymour's account, the stranger had been a young, foreign woman with a tearful face and a pale complexion. True to form, after the female stranger was buried, the man quickly left town. The only person that the stranger confided in before her death was a local pastor. Seymour's sources are not explicitly named in the article, but she does imply that she took interest in the cemetery first and then began to ask questions about the interesting gravesite after she read the gravestone. Furthermore, Seymour speculates that the tombstone inscription was written in a manner, quote, strangely calculated to awaken interest and elicit sympathy, end quote. In September 1886, the Hyde Park Herald published Frank George Carpenter's piece about Alexandria, Virginia, including a section about the female stranger. His story includes a doctor sworn to secrecy, 2 French maids, and a reclusive English husband who would not allow anyone to see his wife's face or attend her funeral. Perhaps the wife had another jealous lover, or she was a famous American such as Theodosia Burr Alston. But to this day, the name of the female stranger buried at the grave remains unsolved.